Good evening, guys. This is Working, bringing you a quick update on EOS. Hope you guys are having a wonderful evening. We're looking at EOS to the US dollar 4-hour chart on Bitfinex, guys. And last time we spoke, price had broken down here. It had reached as low as 7. I told you that price was going to probably break down. Day before yesterday, price did break down. Yesterday we spoke, it had come down, reached as low as 7.40, just below the 618 fib. Immediately came back up. The bulls were able to defend it just briefly. It sat on top of the 618 fib, broke back down into the golden pocket, had absolutely no reaction at all, and then just completely broke down. That's a very, very bearish sign that we've had no reaction, that the bulls seem to be just losing their fight, guys, and the bears seem to be maintaining full control of the market, at least as of right now, unfortunately, guys. Now, price did end up breaking down, came down to about 7.09. I told you guys that this 7.60 zone broke, and we broke below the 6.5 fib, that there was a very high probability we'd be coming down to at least $7, possibly this demand zone at 6.90. It did come down to 7.90, guys, so not quite $7 just yet. The the bulls have been able to defend this 786 fib level right here. We can see that there is a little bit of a what was right in here, what did act as resistance is acting as support, and again, that's right on top of the 786 fib level, guys. So if the bears can defend, or if the bulls can defend that, that would at least show us they're still fighting. If this does end up breaking down, it's going to be a very, very fast drop to the 6.90 to 6.60 demand zone, guys. And this demand zone needs to hold. This demand zone really does have to hold, guys. If this demand zone doesn't hold, it's going to be a very fast drop down here to 6.75 or to 6.00 to 5.75, possibly as low as $5, although I do believe this 6.00 to 7.75 to be a very strong support. The prior low here was about 6.55, somewhere thereabouts, guys. So I'm going to be, the most bullish scenario would be price to come down, create a double bottom of that 6.55 right at the bottom of this demand zone, and then impulse back up. That would be extremely bullish. I will be looking to play that with a very tight stop. I'm going to have my orders stacked in here between 6.70 and 6.55 with a very tight stop at 6.45. So I'm not going to play around at all, guys, because if this does fall, it could fall very, very fast if this demand zone does break down. To the upside, if we do end up getting a bounce, which I'm not anticipating anytime soon, however, if we do, we're still going to be looking at this descending resistance line created by these two wedges that we had here, guys. We're going to be looking to take that out. Then, if that ends up, if we could take that out, we're then going to be looking at this longer descending resistance line that's been in place since this the prior high of this little structure that we've been in here, right here. We need to take that out. Once we can get above the top of that zone, then I'm going to start getting extremely bullish, guys. Until then, in my opinion, the bears are still in full control of this market. Looking a little bit lower, if this demand zone does break down, I'll kind of show you what I was talking about. We do have a bit of a demand zone. Should have a lot of support sitting right in here between $6 and $5.95, somewhere thereabouts, guys. So I would not expect that zone to break, at least not anytime soon. However, if it does, then we've of course got this demand zone between 5.60, 5.15, and that is also a very strong support. I would not expect it to go anywhere. I wouldn't expect the body to go below 5.10. $5 is a good psychological number. We may get a wick down to $5 somewhere thereabouts, but I wouldn't expect a strong break. I would expect this demand zone to hold. And if price does end up into this demand zone, guys, this is a must buy. Between $5.50 and $5 is a must buy for EOS, in my opinion. If it gets down there, and I'm not saying it's going to, but if it does, that is a must buy in my opinion, guys. So we'll just have to wait and see how this ends up playing out. Looking at the bigger picture here, this is on the daily chart. We can see that going back all the way to November of last year, we can see this ascending support line. Was tested many times back here, was tested again by a wick in March, came back, tested right here again in July, and is just now being tested again at the end of July, guys. If this does break down, like I said, that'll be a very bearish sign that the bears are starting to take control of this market, guys. Looking at shorts and longs, let's go ahead and zoom into the hourly. Looking at our longs, guys, we can see longs are kind of moving sideways after they did have a drop. A lot of people got liquidated. Now it's just kind of going sideways. Looking at our shorts on the hourly here, short stacked. A lot of people took their profits. Shorts are starting to stack again, telling me that more than likely the market is expecting price to drop a little bit further. Whether or not that happens, well, remains to be seen. Looking at the 4-hour, I do think price is going to come down into that possibly that $7 zone, guys. But I'm not convinced it's going to go below that 6.90. I'll bring it up here again. Not below that 6.90 right here, 6.90, 6.60. Looking at our moving averages, as we showed you guys before, 4-hour, they squeeze together. We did have that breakdown. We called that. Anytime you see that, guys, anytime you see the Bollinger Band squeeze like that, always be prepared for a major move coming. We can see prices extended down to the bottom of the 4-hour chart on the Bollinger Bands, coming into the to the trend line here, the ascending support line. So if we don't get a bounce here very, very soon, that's going to tell me that more than likely we are going to continue to the downside. Looking at the daily chart here, we can see prices broken below all of our exponential moving averages. We've got the 8, 21, and 55 up, 200-day moving average all the way on top here, and the 50-day moving average here in orange, guys, is broken down below all of them. Very, very bearish. On the Bollinger Bands, guys, we can see that price does have some room to drop. If this is correct, guys, this would suggest a possible double bottom. We can see the bottom portion of the Bollinger Band is lining up very nicely with the prior low of this structure here at about 655. So I can see price coming down, creating a double bottom at 655, and then taking off again. And as I said, I'll be looking to make that trade if that does end up happening. So these are my quick thoughts on EOS, guys. I wish I had better news for you. Right now, it's not looking great. But as I said, guys, watching this demand zone, next trade setup for me is if price does end up coming down here, I'll be having as I said, orders stacked up here between probably 6.70 and the bottom of this zone 6.60, guys, with a very tight stop. So these are just my quick thoughts on EOS, guys. If you have any comments, questions, suggestions, please let me know in the comments section below. And until next time, please trade safe. This is Working, signing out.